Good evening, East Texas. I'm meteorologist Joel Robinson. We are currently streaming live on our CBS19 Plus streaming app, as well as YouTube and Facebook. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are going to be talking about severe weather, particularly going into Sunday night into Monday morning. And that's all ahead of this cold front here, draped currently across Oklahoma. That's expected to move into the viewing area as we go into, excuse me, as we go into parts of your Sunday night and into Monday. And notice we have a little bit of thunderstorm activity starting to pop up near the Arklatex area. And some of that activity will make its way down into East Texas as we continue on through the night. We have a weather impact alert day in place for Sunday into Monday, particularly on Sunday. As we go into Monday early, we have that potential for severe thunderstorms with the potential to produce 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, flash flooding, and maybe an isolated tornado or two. But I think the better threat, the biggest threat I should say, out of all of those are going to be the 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts and flash flooding. So that time frame is going to be between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., so overnight event, and then you will have the impact of wind damage from these thunderstorms. Up to 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts are going to be possible there. And then what you'll need is our CBS19 weather app, and make sure you have those alerts enabled to get the latest weather alerts from us and the National Weather Service, of course. And make sure your phones are charged and maybe have some extra batteries around just in case of the event of a power outage. So make sure you have that in place. We have a couple of upgrades to tell you about across our viewing area. And actually up to our north and west, we have a moderate risk for severe weather just north of Dallas. That's a 4 out of 5 risk for severe thunderstorms, as according to the Storm Prediction Center. So some widespread severe thunderstorms are going to be likely in that region, extending all the way up through Wichita Falls. They will have the potential to see 80 to 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So very, very damaging towards that direction. I do think it will start to calm down as it moves into East Texas, although we are still under that 3 out of 5 risk for severe thunderstorms, mainly along and north of I-20. Between Tyler and Jacksonville, you're still in that 2 out of 5 risk. You still aren't really necessarily out of the woods. Neither is Nacogdoches, Lufkin, areas in deep East Texas. I still think you'll have that potential to still see severe thunderstorms, but I think it'll start to definitely weaken as it continues to track further into East Texas. Let's time things out on our future Skycast. Now, we begin things with Sunday morning, very early Sunday morning, 1:30 a.m. with those storms that we were tracking on radar earlier. We have some thunderstorms starting to sneak in just south of I-30. As we continue through the night, another wave of thunderstorms will try to track their way into I-20 and parts of Tyler, Longview, Marshall. Some of those may produce some gusty winds out of there, but it will quickly fade away as we head further into Sunday, and then we'll clear out for Sunday evening, maybe a couple of isolated pop-up showers and thunderstorms, but we'll be hot and muggy once again. Look at those temperatures, low 90s, and that humidity is still going to be, of course, sticking around, making it feel more like 100 degrees outside. It won't be until around 10 p.m. that this complex of thunderstorms, this is our main show right here, that's going to be producing potentially 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, starts knocking on our door. And again, that's 10 o'clock. By midnight, should be in central parts of our viewing area, and by 2 a.m., it should be out of the picture. We'll have a couple clouds, maybe some isolated showers behind it. We're basically going to be out of the woods at that point. So some cold air ushers in for Monday morning. We begin things in the upper 60s, so a much cooler start thanks to some much cooler air. And then we're up to the middle 80s as we go into Monday afternoon and evening. Our next chance of rain will be on Tuesday morning, with parts of deep East Texas seeing a little bit in the way of thunderstorm activity. Some of them could be strong to severe with maybe some gusty winds as well, but I think most of us are going to be pretty dry for the most part. Here's our excessive rainfall outlook issued by the Weather Prediction Center. We have a slight risk for scattered flash flooding across most of East Texas. So some scattered flash flooding possible with these thunderstorms, especially the main line of thunderstorms that comes through. And as we go further south into Crockett, Lovekin, and Hemphill, it starts to taper off into a marginal risk for flooding. And that's all thanks to those lines those repeated lines of thunderstorms that are going to be coming through as we go through the week. So we have that potential once again for flash flooding. How much rainfall are we going to be seeing over the next 7 days? Well, here we go. Most of the rainfall will be falling, and you notice it's kind of in that track where that big line of thunderstorms we were tracking earlier is. So right along, the Red River could potentially see 4 to 5 inches of rain. So a good deal of rain over the next 7 days, and we'll have some repeat rain chances to go along with that as well. Average high this time of year, 89 degrees. We go from 93 on Sunday. Rain-cooled air and a cold front come through on Monday with temperatures in the middle 80s. We go back up to 87 for Tuesday, 85 for Wednesday and Thursday, and then we gradually make our way back into the 90s as we go into the weekend, with rain chances finally tapering off. So scattered thunderstorms tonight. That's mainly going to be along and north of I-20. Low temperatures in the middle 70s, maybe some lower 70s further north. Light south wind, 5 miles per hour. Here's your 10-day forecast, sponsored by Baylor Scott & White, Texas Spine and Joint Hospital. Once again, that weather impact alert day in effect for Sunday. And then Monday, things start to taper off. We move to a 30% chance of rain. Overnight thunderstorms, that's going to be tied to those thunderstorms that come through Sunday night into Monday. We move down to the 80s, and then we continue below average through Friday, and then we're back up to the 90s for next weekend, and then rain chances really start to taper off. But we do have a chance to see some rain each and every day, with some potential, with the potential to see 5 inches of rain by the end of it. So that's going to do it for this live stream. Be sure to tune in to CBS19 News at 10 for the latest weather updates.